Hello and welcome to Follow the Money. I'm Robert Tan. Join us as we explore the tools and insights you need to jumpstart your financial journey. Today on Follow the Money, we're shifting gears to explore the insurance industry in the Philippines, how it's navigating post-pandemic recovery, economic headwinds, and the ever-evolving mindset of Filipino consumers. From global uncertainties like rising U.S. tariffs and geopolitical tension to local inflation and high interest rates, what does this all mean for insurance providers and customers alike? And joining us to unpack these trends is Emmanuel Paras, Agency Manager and Life Planner at Peak Wealth Solutions, AIA Philippines. Welcome to Follow the Money, Eman.
Hello, bro.
Thank you
Great
for joining
to be here.
us.
Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you. You know, it's raining, so thank you for braving the rains
Of course.
to join us here. So let's start, Eman, in this insurance industry. How would you describe the current state of the industry right now in the Philippines, especially as we navigate through a post-pandemic recovery and also economic headwinds?
Yeah, so the insurance industry is growing and there is still so much room to grow. So 2023, the industry grew by 11%. Pero ang laki pa rin ng gap, no, the insurance gap. So the penetration rate is only 1.7%, meaning the total premiums over the GDP of the country is only 1.7%. So, laki pa talaga ng pwedeng improve ng insurance industry. Plus, there are only 33 million Filipinos with life insurance.
Only around 30% only?
Yeah, less than 30% lang, no. So, ang laki pa talaga ng room for us to be able to grow the insurance. That's why, there are a lot of, foreign players coming in, no.
Yeah.
But of course, the challenge is really how to shift the mindset of Filipinos to really embrace
What
insurance.
changed now during the pandemic? How did the insurance industry adapt? And now after the pandemic, what were the learnings and what were the things that changed for the insurance industry?
Yeah, fortunately, we were lucky that the Insurance Commission was very agile in adapting to changes, especially when COVID hit. No, so in just maybe like 2 weeks, they already set the guidelines that we can already do online financial planning. Meaning before COVID, you really had to go, like for example, to Cebu, Mindanao, Baguio to be able to meet your clients. But now we're so fortunate that we have the digital option. So you just meet over Zoom, Messenger, and then they fill up the application online, sign their signature online, and then it's already a closed sale.
So you were able to adapt very quickly, and of course with the quick action of the Insurance Commission.
Yes. So fortunately, even after COVID, right now we're in the post-pandemic na, they still maintain the digital financial planning scheme. And hopefully, we're hearing also news that there will be also opportunities to be able to, offer financial plans to OFWs, which I personally feel that they're really the ones in most need of, financial plans. No?
Which you couldn't do before because it has to be face-to-face.
Yes. And you have to be in the Philippines,
Yes.
no? So, hopefully, fingers crossed, that in the next months or maybe a year, we'll have, guidelines on how to sell to the OFWs as
But
well.
Emma, now with global uncertainties looming from rising U.S. tariffs to the geopolitical instability, how are these external factors now affecting the insurance sector here at home?
Yeah, so insurance companies, they usually invest naman in very conservative instruments, usually bonds, government bonds or corporate bonds, and it's very heavily regulated by the Insurance Commission, even the investment. So when it comes to the financial stability of insurance companies, there's nothing to worry about, The other side naman would be like the VULs, Maybe yun yung may effect talaga because both the local and the international stock market, especially with the thing in the Middle East going on. Talagang nagmumagsak siya, And well, right now it's a good time to either make top-ups to your investments, to do cost averaging or maybe invest in your first VUL plan habang mababa yung market ngayon.
And for those who are not too familiar with VULs, before insurance was just mainly life insurance, and it has evolved with what you were mentioning, VULs. Could you briefly explain to our viewers what the VULs are and how it helps the customers?
Yeah, so VULs are basically insurance and mutual funds. Mutual funds are basically baskets of investments. So you can imagine this is like a basket, and then there are different kinds of stocks or bonds, or a mixture of bonds or stocks inside this basket. So that's what they call mutual funds. No, it's the fund managers who manage it. Kasi normally, a normal Filipino, wala siyang masyadong kaalaman, no, on how to invest directly into whatever stock or bond. No? And then there's also limited or almost no access to the international market as well. So if you want to invest in global stocks, no, the best way is to go for mutual funds. So VULs are basically insurance, no, and with the mutual fund component, no. So having said that, no, it's not guaranteed, no, the earnings are not guaranteed. It's really dependent on the performance of the basket of investments that you invested in.
Now, in today's volatile environment where people are cutting back on expenses, now how can the industry better communicate these long-term values of insurance as a form of protection, not just a product?
Yeah, so yun nga we Filipinos we have the YOLO mindset.
You only live once.
You only live once, no? Dapat nga YODO you only die once din, di ba?
Yes.
Naisip ko lang ngayon, no? But basically, insurance is not an expense actually. It's really part of your risk management. So imagine that you have a building. Your dream is like a big building. So if you want to build a 40-story building, hindi ka naman pwedeng mag-build from the ground floor pa lang, no? You need to dig deeper so that you have a strong foundation. And that is what risk management is. Yung foundation is the risk management. But normally we just focus on the beauty of the building and everything. Because in our life, we basically have 3 risks, no? And you will experience 1 or 2 of these risks, no? So you either die too soon, especially if you're the breadwinner and your children are all studying pa. If something happens to you, how long will your family survive without you and your income, no? Secondly, living too long naman, bindas ka ni Lord ng napakahabang buhay, no? But then your retirement fund is only for 3 years, no? So for the rest of the years, you're in begging for money
Yes.
from your siblings, no, or children or whomever, no. And then the third risk is being sick or disabled, no. So medical inflation right now is 18%. I did the research, no, and even as inflation per se, yung general inflation is 1.4%. Medical inflation is 18%, no. So that means that you need to have a lot of funds to be able to prepare for the future, for hospitalization, medical expenses, and everything. That's why having an insurance policy is a better option for you.
Do you think these are the things that usually get pushed under the rug and not really discussed by some of the customers that you've actually talked to?
Yeah, normally we have this parang invincibility na parang it won't happen to me. But now, 'di ba, in Facebook, parang kung minsan pag open ko ng Facebook, condolence, my father died or something, 'di ba? So nakalungkot, and I feel ngayon mas open na yung tao. No, but there's still a lot of room for us to be able to help educate our fellow Filipinos.
How much has it changed since during the pandemic? Everyone was totally just locked in their houses, and then after pandemic, what kind of change in mindset now do Filipinos have regarding insurance? Let's say in the last 5 years, how has it changed? Do they think it's worth to look into it now, or is it still the same?
For me, the pandemic in a way was a blessing in disguise for the industry because it really highlighted our fragility, no, bilang human beings, no. You can be healthy, you cannot be healthy, but still, no, you can still be stricken with COVID, no. And with that, no, mas naging mataas yung awareness of the public about having health plans, no? And ngayon it translated to the post-pandemic. But now the challenge is revenge everything, bro. Revenge travel, revenge eating in a 5-star restaurant or something, no? So parang people are just spending their money, no? Because parang we lost like 3 years of our lives, no?
Yun yung YOLO.
Yun yung YOLO, no? We lost 3 years of our lives in, being secluded in our own rooms, no? So ngayon parang larga na lahat. Everyone's going to Japan, Korea, and everywhere.
So how do you change that kind of mindset from a YOLO, from what you just mentioned, yung YODO, you only die once. So, di ba? So what are the, let's say, the persistent misconceptions that people have, or fears, or the Filipinos have about getting insured, and how do you break through these barriers and work as an advisor and as a mentor? Because sometimes they just feel maybe you're just selling them a product, but how do you break through that?
So it's really more on parang getting to the fundamental, the understanding of why it's needed, and not just ito po yung proposal, feature A, feature B, ganun, no. So we really need to make it really connected to what they really want, no. And not just what they need, but what they want. Kasi basically we're driven by either needs and wants in life, diba? So going back to that, no, the usual misconceptions are hindi ko kailangan yan, masyadong mahal yan, no. So for me, the basic thing is, if you love someone, you need life insurance. Even if it's only yourself, even if you only love yourself, because you need to take care of yourself, your retirement, your health funding, and everything. If you love yourself, if you love other people even more, mas kailangan mo ng insurance, no? Because sabi mo kanina, no, when we were having a conversation, insurance is not for the dead. It's really for the ones who you will leave behind. The ones you love, whom you will leave behind, no? How will they live their life? What legacy will you leave them? Are you going to leave a legacy of debt or income? Money is not everything, diba? But it can really make our lives comfortable. So how are you going to leave them behind?
Now, with all that information that the insurance industry has now, with regards to, let's say, the kind of mindset that Filipinos have now, what kind of innovations in terms of product offering now does the insurance industry have to get the people more, let's say, excited to get this as a financial instrument, not just looking at it as maybe as something morbid that you buy?
Yeah. So the first is now, before kasi maraming VULs but now particularly in AIA, we have guaranteed products na with cash payouts, no, that give you either yearly or every other year payments, no, so that can take care of your education or retirement needs, so travel fund, etc. And then we have in AIA again, we have Vitality, which is the goal is for you to have healthier, longer, better lives. No, that's through a 3-pronged feature or benefits. No, the first is additional insurance coverage. Second is discounts to partner establishments, and then third is weekly rewards. No, once they see na nag-exercise ka and everything. No, so yun yung reward. So we do not reward you or give benefits only when you become sick or you pass away. We give benefits when you are being healthy. Because when you're healthy, everyone wins.
Now, how do you stay relevant, and how do you adapt now, especially now with the onset of the digital platforms, social media, and the like, where people are now looking into? What kind of adaptation does the industry now is doing to, again, try and get more people to look at insurance as something that's not just a nice to have, but something that's actually important to have?
So marketing initiatives are now more geared towards the Gen Z, social media marketing, TikTok, and everything. I still don't have TikTok. Maybe I need to do it na. So social media marketing, and then even AI. Parang feeling ko at some point, the AI will be very instrumental also in product development, market research, and everything. So that's something exciting and maybe even frightening at the same time, no? But as long as I believe that human touch is very important in this industry. So because of that, no, financial planners, advisors will always be relevant, even if AI will be more relevant also in the coming years.
Okay, Emma, we're just getting warmed up. A lot to discuss and a lot of learning still to do. Follow the Money returns after a short break. You're still with us on Follow the Money. Emmanuel Paras, Agency Manager and Life Planner at Peak Wealth Solutions, AIA Philippines, is still with us as we discuss the insurance industry amid today's economic challenges. Now, Emma, we were talking about a while ago, before the break, the digital platforms, how the industry is now adapting to social media. But we were also discussing before that it needs to have a personal touch. Sometimes it needs to be face-to-face. Now, how do you now be able to use the digital platform and still have that personal touch as you do when you talk to, let's say, a client face-to-face and talk about these types of products?
Yeah, so digital platforms are supposed to augment us and benefit us. So with the digital platforms, so like in AIA, again, we have portals for our clients, no? So they can readily access their own policies, view their account values, their benefits, and everything. So that means less for us, no? But when, for example, claims and everything, we need to be there. We need to be there when we do policy reviews, when the client wants to, change something, or review the features of the policy. So parang we, like for example, ako, what I normally do, if possible, I go for Zoom first, no? And then, for example, the client is already ready to, sign up for a policy, then I go face-to-face, no? As much as possible.
So, you mean that the insurance industry, because before, there was a lot of restrictions, policyholders need to be in the Philippines, you can't get customers from anywhere, you have to be face-to-face. How has that changed now, and is it actually helping the industry by going digital?
Yes. So ever since COVID, now we have two options. We can still do the regular face-to-face, or now the digital financial planning, wherein we meet over Zoom, Messenger, Viber, whatever communication, and then the client just signs up online also and then fills up the signature, and that's it, no? Kahit na nasa bahay ka lang, this can actually be like your digital business, online business in a way, no? So that's it. Although right now it's still confined in the Philippines pa rin, no? So hopefully in the coming months or years we can have more leeway to be able to also insure OFWs.
If we look at the insurance advisor of today, what do they need to become, not just to just close a sale, but to provide, let's say, meaningful guidance in this economic climate that we're experiencing right now?
So the agent has to be a coach and not just a closer. So financial coach. So that means that, number one, you listen. So you listen really to what the needs and wants of the clients are, no? And then secondly, you're also knowledgeable in terms of the different facets of finance, may it be, stock market, cryptocurrency, bonds, local, international. So kailangan you're equipped with all of those knowledge, no? And then, when you're coaching, you're guiding. Hindi yung parang, ito yung bilin mo. Parang, so you give options also, no? And for me, very important yung long-term relationship. If you want to be successful as a financial advisor, sustainable, kailangan magtagal ka dito. So you need to be able to go through the process.
Adapt.
And,
So now looking into that also, but being someone who has also mentored a lot of people in the industry, what kind of advice can you give the insurance professionals trying to stay resilient, relevant, and mission-driven in these uncertain times?
Yeah, so for me, for you to last in this business, meaning magtatagal ka, you need to learn these four things, which is last then. No? L is for learn. No? A is for adapt. Adapt to the different opportunities and challenges that may come. Yan, AI is one opportunity/challenge that will come.
That's another thing,
Yeah,
diba?
diba?
It's a very challenge.
So adapt. And then S is serve. So you need to serve your clients well. And T is trust. So dalawang parts yun. You have to let your clients trust you. Do everything so that your clients will trust you. And also trust the process.
Now, looking at the other side, for the Filipinos now, what kind of message can you give those who are still hesitant to get insured right now because of the economic concerns? They'd rather put their money somewhere else. What might now be, do you think, the best time? Is it now to secure their future?
Of course.
What do they need to do?
Yeah, so as long as they're healthy, now is the right time. Because with the things that are going on, hindi mo masabi, no? So very important na for you to, sabi nga nila, no, life insurance is something that you can only buy when you don't need it.
Yes.
And you cannot buy it anymore when you actually need it. When, you're stricken.
Pag yodo ka na.
Pag yodo. Or near yodo
Near
na.
yodo, oh, yeah.
Oo, so,
like I said, so it's better to do it today because tomorrow is uncertain.
yeah, tomorrow is uncertain, no? And if you're like hesitating, maybe you can start small muna. Like me, I have maybe like 13 policies, no? And those are small policies, so I do increments, no?
So hindi kailangan isang malaking ano.
yeah.
So there are different policies that's affordable.
Yes,
to the
correct.
Filipino.
Yeah, you start small and then you build on it through the years while you're improving your lifestyle, your income, you add to it, no? So let me give you a benchmark. 10 times. 10 times of your, you should have at least 10 times of your annual income as insurance coverage. That's the benchmark. So if you're earning, like for example, $1 million a year, your ideal insurance coverage should be 10 million.
Wow, okay.
So baka sa'yo bro, maubos na yung zero ng calculator sa ano mo.
Sana all. Okay, Emma, let's go to a rapid fire round. Just say yes or no. No need to explain anything. It's just a yes or no question. Okay. Have you ever bought insurance just to impress a date?
No.
No? Sure? Okay, be honest. Have you ever ghosted a client because they ask too many questions?
No.
No?
Never.
The more questions, the better ba?
I like questions.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. If insurance came with a sexy commercial like perfume ads, do you think people would pay more attention?
Yes.
Why?
Because insurance is non-tangible. It's not, so if you add, any of the 5 senses like diba, sight, sound, olfactory, yung smell, diba? It will add to the appeal.
Ay, dapat pala yes or no. Okay.
Ay, sorry. Okay.
And finally, okay, complete the sentence. Money is the root of all
Growth.
growth.
Yeah.
I have to explain, because people would say money is the root of all evil. Why growth? Quick lang.
Yeah, because the more money you have, the more you can grow as a person. Means that you can grow in your lifestyle, grow in terms of helping other people also, and grow in terms of your personal growth, because you can travel, you can take courses and everything. You have more options basically if you have money.
Well, that's a good way to look at it, no?
Yeah.
So a lot of people will just say money is the root of all evil, but growth, yeah, that's pretty good advice and very optimistic. Thank you, Emmanuel, for joining us
Thank you.
today on Follow the Money. I know you drove through traffic, through the rains just to get here.
Anything for Bilyonaryo and Follow the Money.
A lot of insight. Okay, thank you very much, Emmanuel Paras, Agency Manager and Life Planner at Peak Wealth Solutions AIA Philippines. And thank you for sharing your expert insights on the insurance industry amid today's economic challenges. Your perspectives on the post-pandemic recovery, inflation, interest rates, and shifting Filipino mindsets gives us a clearer understanding of what insurance means to Filipinos today. And before we go, here's a final word of clarity from a personal finance expert. Dave Ramsey. You don't buy life insurance because you're going to die, but because those you love are going to live. And I also always say it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. And that's it for today's edition of Follow the Money. I'm Robert Tan. Thanks for watching. Keep it here on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel.